I studied at Edinburgh College doing H&D games development. The reason I came here is because I thought this could be the best chance I have of getting some work in the games industry and to improve my skills in programming.
How have you found the initial transition from college to university?
It was daunting at first because there are a lot of things that I'm pretty unfamiliar with. I feel like college is more like more like an adult version of high school, really. A lot more hand holding and probably spoon feeding and all that. Here it's not the case. It's more emphasis on independent and such.
What are your thoughts about how the university has helped with this transition?
Well, it has helped me a lot, really. There's a lot of support around here that I could possibly get if I ever get stuck. The, the module leaders are pretty helpful as well. Oh. And I feel like the lectures there are best chance for me to ask questions if I ever get stuck on something. And there are lots of facilities around here, really, that I could use in my own time, rather than me working at home all the time.
Before you came here, what did you expect this year would be like?
Before I came here, I expected it to be, challenging and hard and all that. But I didn't really know the magnitude of how much harder it's going to be unless I experience it for myself. I know I was been told about this before, but I didn't know the magnitude of how much it's hard and how much independence you have to have.
Could you tell us how busy you are this term in terms of how many assignments and how long that takes?
Well, I'm pretty busy. I'm really busy right now, doing focusing on catching up. Originally, I expected one of my courseworks to be in about 2 weeks, but that took a lot longer than expected. That's probably what I get for underestimating just how much work coursework has to be and how much effort I have to put in. That's kind of costed me like 2 to 4 weeks worth of my time that I could have used for my other two. Now I'm gonna have to play catch up. Well, it is hard, but I believe I can get it done in time.
How easy or difficult is it to fit in making applications around all of that work?
Well, it's pretty difficult, I suppose, because it's not because you have your coursework and your study that you have to do, and sometimes that takes a lot longer than expected, and as such you won't have time to look at jobs and applications and all that. So you really have timekeeping and prioritizing becomes essential in this case.
What are the key things you have learned from attending the Placement Academy?
The key things I've learned are that researching a company is pretty much essential. I used to think it was optional, but that's not the case anymore. And also I learned how CVs are formatted and how standing out can really help employers look at you and get your best chance of being employed. And I've learned that applications have to be, some companies have certain standard of how applications are meant to be written. So that's why research is important, because that way you'll know what the standard is and what's expected. And I also learned it's really important to stand out as much as you can. If you don't have anything that stands out, reasonable that stand out, find something at least interesting enough so that employers will take notice more.
Before you came here, what, if anything, did you know about the various internship and work-related opportunities available to students?
Well, not much. We were told, when I was at college, that there's a possible placement, but that was it. nothing more. And somehow, one of my colleagues at college somehow got an internship at Microsoft. I honestly don't know how that's the case. I don't know how that's the case really, because there's not much. Because like I said, there's not much opportunities presented as such.
When you first attended the Placement Academy sessions, how confident did you feel about your ability to get useful work experience?
I feel it's pretty I feel, well, not as confident as I was before, probably less, because I had experience applying for jobs, for part-time jobs in the past, often with very little success, really. So, and getting feedback is pretty much, I was pretty much unsuccessful at that point.
To what extent has the Placement Academy helped you to feel prepared to apply for work opportunities and feel more confident?
It's helped me a lot, really. I now know what's expected of employers, or most employers, and I now know what the structure of my CV has to be, and I now know how to look at applications carefully and answer questions very, very carefully and correctly and accurately, and also networking is pretty important. Usually I'm like the loner sort of guy, but I realize now how networking is probably pretty important, really, because knowing the right people is just as important.
And what about your confidence level? Has that improved through the Placement Academy?
Yeah, more or less. It pretty much is improved, because although I'm still in the middle of studying and getting my coursework done, I feel confident. I feel rather confident that I know what it is to expect. I know what I need to do, and I know what support is there for any work placements